Parents of Reddit, how did you discover your child was no longer a virgin and how did you feel? Not safe for work. Hi Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will leak your secrets. My children are all virgins. So is my granddaughter. Pretty sure things were gonna happen when he asked if his friend could spend the night while I worked night shift. His friend was a girl. They were 15 or 16, not sure what age. They were sleeping in a pile on the couch, clothed. When I came from work, I didn't disturb them. I just went to bed. When I woke up later they were still sleeping, but now on opposite sides of the couch. It was adorable. I'm like 20 comments down through the top responses and this is the first one that actually is by a parent answering both questions about a child. Astonishing. My mum assumed I was having lots of ex in high school because my grades started falling. I lost my virginity in college. I was just really into Guitar Hero. I had to take her to the doctor. The doctor asked if she was sexually active and she said yes. I suspected, but never knew for sure until then. She was 16. From age 13 to 21 16. Even though I went to him until I was 21. My pediatrician always asked my mum to leave the room at the end of the checkup before asking me. My doctor never actually asked me. He could smell your virginity so he didn't need to. Once again, Bungus Mac Fungus crosses the line. After my family and I relocated, my parents found out I was having sex when the GF's mother left a voicemail threatening to sue me for having sex with a minor. We were both the same age and it was certainly consensual. Although they were disappointed in hearing it in that context, they weren't too upset. They only emphasized the importance of protection and that was the end of it. She told me when we were looking into birth control options for her. I was a little wistful for her innocent childhood days, but she's handling it really responsibly and she's in love, so what can you do? She was 18 at the time, if that makes a difference. It's a little odd that she'll tell me anything I would never have told my mom, but it makes me proud that I am the kind of mom you can tell anything to. You're not like a regular mom. You are a cool mom. Can I get you guys anything? Some snacks? A condom? Wife worked as a nurse in an OB/GYN office for many months. You'd be frankly amazed at how often this scene plays out. Young teenage daughter and mother go to the doc to see about some odd gynecological malady. Tests come back positive for STD. Mother looks in shock at daughter and learns her little baby isn't a virgin anymore. It's so common as to be cliched. What's your favorite story from this scenario? My favorite story involved a teen who, after a similar set of circumstances came up, did not want to go on birth control pills when it brought up, because she didn't want to be bothered keeping up with the daily ritual of taking them, but also did not want anything as icky as IUDs or the underarm, underskin 3-year option. Her mother was still all I can't believe we're having this conversation, and indignant that these issues were being discussed, even though the child has been diagnosed with an STD and had grudgingly admitted to having unprotected sex in front of her mother. My wife looked the daughter in the eye and with one hand raised it up, as if it were a scale and said baby and then raised the other one versus birth control. If you can't be bothered to take a pill then you probably can't be bothered to take care of a baby. Then she did the deal with her hands making it look like scales in the balance. The daughter left the office with an Nexplanon implant at the mother's insistence, and had grudgingly admitted to having unprotected sex in front of her mother. How many of the mothers deny it and say she must have got it from a toilet seat? Dad, have you and ex had sex yet? Me. No, Dad. One more time. Have you and ex had sex yet? Me. Yes. I once brought my then girlfriend home and introduced her to my mom. She got super angry that I am having sex out of wedlock. Me and girlfriend were 30 then. This was the reason that this was one and only girlfriend that my parents laid eyes on. My mum found out one day when she called the house looking for me. My brother, instead of knocking on my door, just barged into my room and found me balls deep in my girlfriend at the time. He went hold on a second he's having sex and left the phone on the floor. Thanks bro. He was 3 years younger too, and most definitely a virgin. The nonchalant way he said it was frightening. Child 1. He had stashed his used condoms in a McDonald's cup in his closet, still filled with coke. I found out by removing the lid to dump it out. Child 2. She asked permission. Children 3-5. Still waiting. 16-14 in age. Prime time for this activity. It is always hard to take, you little boy or girl growing up, when your mental picture is the 6-year-old version of them. I am mostly over it now. 1. What? Dude, here, we do weird science experiments sometimes. And by that he means, we put almost no thought into our actions. Well, my BF's mum just saw us lying in bed. No blankets. On each other. Naked. She backed out pretty quickly. Slowly turns gaze to BF's mum. He's mine now. Makes eye contact while sucking her son off. Muffles hef mowing now. My parents assumed I was having X long before I actually had X, because I had a boyfriend quite a bit older than me and we spent a lot of time unsupervised. I got lectures about what a pervert I was for like 4 straight years of my virginity. When I actually slept with someone, my sexual activeness was old news, I guess, to everyone but me. My dad lived in this weird state wherein he thought I had had X with my HS boyfriend, which I didn't, while simultaneously believing that when I went to visit my college boyfriend at his college that we slept in different rooms, and then only finally admitting that I was probably not a virgin the day after my wedding. Child not parent side of the story here, but still a fun one that I get a kick out of telling. Had my first serious girlfriend at 15. We would go to the back room of the house to study. In reality we'd screw each other's brains out, and then I'd spend 15 minutes doing her homework for her. Hey, she made honor roll that semester. Anyway, it's about dinner time and we head out to the kitchen to discuss ordering a pizza with my parents. My dad is discussing toppings and mentions onions. Girlfriend says, "Ew, I don't like onions. They give you bad breath." My father, not missing a beat, says, "Well, that doesn't bother me, but then I'm not the one screwing around in the back room." I started laughing, but I thought the girlfriend was going to die of embarrassment. Reminds me when I was around 17 and had a girl over for the weekend. My father was really cool about us and having the opposite sex over, so when he saw us exiting my bedroom, my father, while standing in the kitchen, asked us if we were hungry. We both agreed that we were and he offered to make some kosher hot dogs. She said something along the lines of, "Oh, I have never had kosher before," in which his response was ruffling my hair and saying, "Oh yes you have." Many cringes were had. My parents still think I am a virgin. Unfortunately, they are correct. Well, at least you would be priced higher as a slave in ancient Rome. Rejoice. Big sis mentioned at the dinner table, super casually, that she was on the pill now. My dad called her disgusting. They still don't talk. LOL, when my parents found out about my first boyfriend, I say it like that, because we dated for not even 3 months and anything close to romantic with him was awkward as frick. But anyway, I lost my virginity to him and we never had X again after that first time. But man, oh man, did my parents get mad. My mum called his mum to basically say, "Your son slept with my freaking daughter." Both moms got super mad. My mum tried getting the police involved because she was certain I didn't want to have X with him. And our dads were just like, okay. We're really good friends now, but just thinking about it makes me cringe." My dad was more mad that I didn't tell him I had a boyfriend. He really didn't give a shoot if I had X or not, as long as I didn't end up a pregnant teen. What the heck? The dads were neutral? What is this magic? Our dads were in a way business partners. Good friends. We were both decent kids too. But my mum was freaking crazy. So was his. When I was in HS, I told my mum I was going to stay a virgin until I was married. She did a little snort laugh and said, "Yeah, sure, honey." When I lost it in college and called her, she said, "I told you so, sweetheart." Oh, mom again. You got roasted. Who the frick calls their mum to tell them they lost their virginity? To be fair, if her mum snorts and laughs at promising not to, she's probably relaxed when it comes to talking about this stuff. On my 14th birthday, I'd had a girlfriend for close to 4 months. We were as serious as kids our age could be. So I'm opening presents in front of the few friends I had over and I come to a medium-sized box. I shake it. Can't figure it out. So I tear it open and find an economy box of condoms. Everyone there. Dad, sisters, girlfriend, friends, friends' parents. Everyone was speechless. My mum casually says, "I'm not ready to be a grandma. Happy birthday, son." When I was 16, I had a girlfriend and a crappy part-time job. I couldn't afford Trojans, so I bought some Durex. Despite their name, they weren't durable and 2 out of the 6 broke. I called the 1-800 number on the back and asked for a refund. The customer service rep took my name and address and promised to send me a check ASAP. A few weeks later, I'm opening birthday presents and there is a medium-sized box my mum said was from my very conservative, ultra-religious aunt. It had come while I was at school in a plain box with no return address, so she assumed it was my birthday present and wrapped it up. None the wiser, I opened the box and dumped it out on the table to find almost 50 individually wrapped condoms. There was a $5 check inside with a note from the friendly customer service agent hoping to convince me to give Durex another shot. I think my parents already had a hunch that I was sexually active, but that certainly erased any doubts they may have been harboring. God damn it, Durex. Damn your exceptionally good customer service. Okay Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will leak your secrets.